Frozen Chosin. Gosh. No, it's not a frozen candy. It's not frozen Oriental food. The two words describe a place. The place is a reservoir. A reservoir called the Chosin Reservoir. It is located in the country of Korea. Korea is a country which occupies a peninsula hanging down from the Chinese mainland, surrounded on three sides by water. It's approximately half the size of California and has twice the population. The frozen part is the condition this reservoir was in during the time period that I'm going to talk to you about. And that time period was November and December of 1950. Korean War. Anybody ever hear of the Korean War? Okay, that's more unusual. Well, the Chosin Reservoir was the location of the most epic and decisive battle of the Korean War. The Korean War started on June 25th, 1950. It ended July 27th in 1953. 3 years. Wait a minute. They only signed a truce. There hasn't been a peace treaty since that time. Would you believe that? And the North Koreans are still firing at the South Koreans and doing things. Very unstable community. But anyway, the North Koreans had made an effort to invade South Korea. And as soon as they did, the United Nations sent their forces. Their forces comprised 16 countries plus the United States. The United States always supplied 90% of whatever was needed. And within a few months, it happened. I was on a battle carrier. I was a Navy pilot. And I was en route to Korea, got there in August. So we started flying in August. I was there for 8 months. The UN forces immediately pushed back against North Korean troops. And boy, it was just like when we went to Iraq. Things happened so quickly, it was fast. I mean, the darn war was getting over before I had a chance to fly any missions. My goodness, that's terrible. But you know what happened? The UN pushed the North Korean forces back almost to the Yellow River. The Yellow River is a river that runs approximately east and west and is the border between China and North Korea. Despite the fact that the pilots flying in the air told the military leaders, hey, the Chinese are massing on the other side of the border. They said, don't tell us. The CIA and everybody else says China will not attack. Another similar situation as we go through life. Well, needless to say, the Chinese communists poured over the Yellow River, and within days were pushing the United Nations forces back down the peninsula. They pushed them down on the west, and they pushed them down on the east. Now, on the eastern side of the battle area was the Chosin Reservoir. And about 20,000 UN troops, comprised of about 17,000 American plus other troops, were trapped by 120,000 communist forces, both North Korean and Chinese. And the battle is the story of their effort not to retreat, but to advance, going the other way, down to the Sea of Japan, to the port of Hunnan, where U.S. vessels were waiting to be able to evacuate our troops and so forth. This battle, if you can picture, is not on flat land like in Iraq and Afghanistan. It's all mountains. This is what the troops had to contend with. There was a road leading from the reservoir 76 miles down to the port of Hunnan. This road was wide enough, perhaps, to accommodate a modern single vehicle. The Marines had to fight their way down this road, constantly beset by the communist forces until they were able to fight their way to the seaport of Hunnan. During this battle, the Marines suffered 12,000 casualties, 17,000. 3,000 killed in action, 6,000 wounded in action, and the rest were frostbite. Wait a minute, the Chinese didn't have such a good time. They suffered 45,000 casualties, of which 28,000 killed in action. Most of the rest died from frostbite, because you know what the Chinese troops had to walk in? Flip-flops. Now, the Korean War was one of the bloodiest wars this country has ever been involved in. During the war, the 3 years, there were approximately 1 million South Korean people killed. There were 600,000 United Nations troops and 1,600,000 communist troops who were casualties in the war. Killed in action, wounded. The USA suffered 33,000 killed in action. They finally made it back to the port of Hunnan. Believe it or not, the Marines brought all their dead, wounded, and equipment back with them. Eventually, the United Nations was able to evacuate all the forces, plus 100,000 North Korean refugees into South Korea. It was one of the epic battles, along with the Battle of Iwo Jima during the Second World War, that the Marine Corps uses as their iconic example of Marines. The men who fought this battle formed a group, and they call themselves the Chosin Few, F-E-W, Chosin Few. Now, how do you get to belong to the Chosin Few? Well, I'll tell you, I need to read their motto. Their motto is, whatever we were in that frozen long ago, and whatever we are now, we are bound as one for life in an exclusive fraternity of honor. The only way into our ranks is to have paid the dues of duty, sacrifice, and valor by being there. With, of course, the joining in short is beyond all earth.